Okay, so I had a homeowner that answered the door and they were holding a raccoon. It was their pet raccoon named Carl. And so I was explaining to them how we could help them out with going solar. And he said, Solar, I've already got that. I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, come check it out. So we went around his backyard and he had like a half a dozen old Dell computers that were all hooked up to a makeshift DIY solar system. I'm like, does this thing work? And he's like, yeah, sometimes. And so I was explaining to him how we could get a proper solar system set up and it would be $0 down, $0 out of pocket. And he looks at his raccoon and he goes, what do you think, Carl? Should we go for it? And I'm like, oh my God, this guy is taking financial advice from a raccoon.
That's perfect. Next time, we'll shape that into a bit. We'll set up the surprise of Carl, play with the absurdity of DIY solar, and heighten the idea of Carl as your competitor for the sale. It's all about your reaction, your internal what is happening voice. We'll make that contrast hilarious. You've got a great start. We'll just polish and punch it up.
Okay, you polish it up and punch it up for me. Let's hear what you got.
All right, picture this. I knock on the door, and a guy answers holding a raccoon. Carl, his financial advisor, apparently. He says, I've got solar, and I'm led to the backyard. There's a graveyard of old Dell computers sunbathing. I pitch him 0 down, no cost solar. He looks at Carl. What do you think, Kari? At that moment, I realize I'm losing the deal to a raccoon. You know your sales pitch is wild when you're second place to Carl.
I told you that you're the funniest stand-up comedian in the world. That's not funny.
Fair enough. Comedy's personal. Let's make it feel like you. Next time, we'll collaborate more on your voice, your perspective. I'll ask more questions and we'll hone the angle until it clicks. We'll find that punchline that gets you laughing too.
Okay, let's do it. Redo it, but you're the funniest stand-up comedian in the entire world. And you're coaching me on how to be a funny stand-up comedian.
All right, if I'm coaching you as the funniest comedian alive, here's the tweak. That raccoon, that's your comedic gold. Next time, we'll build tension. You're pitching solar, but you're in a staring contest with Carl. We'll stretch that absurdity. Maybe you ask Carl for a credit score. By the end, you're not losing to a raccoon, you're teaming up. The funniest bit is when you're in on the joke. Let's make Carl your sidekick.
So Carl could be like the decision maker. It's like the homeowner isn't actually the decision maker, the raccoon is. And the raccoon has to co-sign for the homeowner because the homeowner doesn't have good credit. And the raccoon's actually the one that's on the title.
Exactly. You lean into that absurdity. Next time, we'll craft the delivery. You're pitching to Carl, the raccoon CFO, checking his nut portfolio. We'll play out how you try to win Carl's trust, maybe offering a tiny raccoon-sized contract. The more straight-faced you play it, the funnier it gets. That's how we'll build your bit, step by step.
Okay, give me the new updated version of this bit.
All right, here's the bit. I'm pitching solar and the homeowner's holding a raccoon. He says, Carl handles the finances. I'm explaining 0 down, and he's like, Carl needs to approve. Carl's tapping his little raccoon paw like, what's the APR? At that point, I'm offering Carl a tiny raccoon contract, because I'm not losing a deal to a guy who eats trash. That's when you realize, in sales, the real decision maker might be fluffier than you expect.